Okay, so let's talk about foundations of Canadian law. In this video, I will provide you with 4 different questions that you need to ask yourself in order to understand if you're actually prepared to take this course. Now, keep in mind, this is, again, my personal opinion, and your opinion can be different than mine, but, this is just general information that will help you understand, if there's something that you want to focus on more, or if there's something that you don't understand. So if you are interested, keep watching. First question you want to ask yourself is, do I understand the articles, and do I have a personal opinion about these articles? Now, there's a reason the articles are on the syllabus. You want to make sure that you read them properly. You can still summarize the articles if you like, and I'm going to put up a video over here that I already recorded in which I show you how I've summarized some of the articles, and I show you what critical analysis is. So if you haven't watched it, you can watch it over here. But overall, the reason that the articles are present is because the examiner wants you to understand how critical analysis is done. And if you actually read the articles, you will see the critical analysis just there. And so that is exactly what you have to do on the exam. If you're given a question on, for instance, an essay question, just asking you for your own opinion, you will talk about different articles you've read. You're going to talk about your own opinion, what you think was right, what you think was not right, and then in the end, what is your actual opinion. So this is why it is extremely important you read the articles, see how the articles are written, see how analysis is done, and if once you read it, you will get a hang of it. So I would highly recommend, if you don't have the time to read all the articles, and if you have summaries, that's fine, but still take out some time to read a couple of them just to see how they're written, because that's a skill in itself. So again, do I understand the articles, and do I have my own opinion about these articles? Second question you want to ask yourself is, do I understand that Foundations of Canadian Law is very different than other NCA courses? Now, a lot of times, people find this course extremely difficult because they don't understand that this course tests you on your general knowledge. So, about Canadian law. So for instance, sometimes look at a question which has some aspects of constitutional law, some aspects of admin law, and then the examiner is going to combine everything and then pose a question. So it is really testing your ability to actually make those connections. Okay, this is why I recommend to take this course after you've taken admin, constitutional, and professional responsibility. Just because sometimes you'll get a question on the exam which is testing you of your knowledge, like overall knowledge. Maybe it's not on the syllabus, but it's just your overall knowledge that you're being tested on. So make sure that you understand that your concepts are clear. Whenever you read the material, always try to make those connections. So how is it connected to this? How is it connected to that? So sometimes people find this difficult because they're not able to make those connections, and then on the exam, when they see a question like that, they're like, oh, I never studied this, like, where is this from? So keep in mind that, hopefully you're not going to get a very difficult exam, but just keep in mind that the questions on the exam can be tricky because its testing is very generalized. The third question you want to ask yourself is, do I have short summaries of the articles? Now, again, when you're reading the articles, when you're preparing for it, it's important that you read it, look at the analysis, and just see how the analysis is done. But I would also highly recommend have short summaries of the articles. What was the author's opinion? What do I think about that? And then some other points that you feel are important that you could use on the exam. It's important because on the exam, you don't have enough time. You don't want to be flipping pages looking at the article and you're like, oh, where's the author's opinion? Why can't I find it? What is wrong? So if you have a short page summary, the summary could just be what the author's opinion is and, just a couple of lines, just to get you started, just to give you that, just to give you that information for you to be able to understand, okay, this is the article I'm going to use on the exam. Last question you want to ask yourself is, have I practiced enough exam questions? Make sure that you practice exam questions, time yourself. It's very important that you do that. I will link UBC Law exam library below. I know that they don't have Foundations of Canadian Law exams, but jurisprudence is very similar to Foundations of Canadian Law. Now, keep in mind that jurisprudence, the exams that you're going to find on the UBC website, are going to be according to their law school syllabus. So you might not understand everything, or you might not understand anything at all. But I want you to take a look at those questions, because the way that those questions are written are very similar to what you can expect on the exam. Okay, so just take a look at it. If you are looking for additional help, I have drafted sample questions and answers myself. If you want to take a look at them, I will link it down below. Just take a look at it and see if that might be helpful to you. Thanks for watching. I hope that you're staying safe and healthy. Good luck on your exam, and I'm going to see you soon.